Hey everyone, welcome to Gameplay First, where fun is second to none. My name's Tyler, and I'm at E3.
Yes, this year I got to attend E3, the biggest trade show in gaming, and it did not disappoint. I have to say I was a little bit more excited about some of the announcements made as opposed to some of the demos on the show floor, but I still had a pretty good time overall. That said, let's take a look at some of those announcements.
What can I say about this other than it's about damn time? As a rabid Kingdom Hearts fan, I was overjoyed to see this trailer, and I'm so excited that this game is even in development. But this wasn't the only game with a slew of Disney characters to catch my eye. What I would describe as Skylanders meets Little Big Planet meets Kingdom Hearts, Disney Infinity seems like a great idea. Basically, you've got these playsets, each one themed to a different Disney world and each one with their own little pre-made adventures in playset mode. But there's also a toy box mode in which you can create your own adventures a la Little Big Planet. Much like Skylanders, however, you need to purchase the relevant playset and figurines to access certain content.
To be honest though, I really don't see a problem with that. It's just DLC for kids. Skylanders did it, Disney Infinity's doing it, and if that's your demographic, hey, more power to you. Kids will love it, parents will buy it for them, and that's why I don't have kids. I'd never be able to share it with them.
Okay, we knew this one was coming, but that didn't make it any less epic. I had a strong feeling that Mega Man would be confirmed for Smash Bros. 4, but I did not expect a video of him beating the ever-loving snot out of some of Nintendo's most treasured mascots. Hell, at this point, Nintendo's treating Mega Man better than Capcom. Plus, now Mega Man fanboys can have a brief moment of contentment before they demand more characters from their beloved franchise be added to the ever-growing roster. I really didn't expect the announcement of the Villager and the Wii Fit Trainer as playable characters, and although I was skeptical at first, I have to say I'm excited to see what they do with their movesets. Meanwhile, the 3DS version, while very stylistic and closer in graphics to Melee, looks pretty damn good, and I'm really excited to be able to play Smash Bros. On the go.
As I explored the show floor, I was mistaken for a serious journalist a few times, so I did my best impression of one and did a couple of interviews.
A few weeks ago, Sega announced a deal with Nintendo to produce 3 new Sonic games. Part of me still can't believe those two are working together, but sometimes life throws you a curveball. The first is Sonic and Mario at the 2014 Winter Olympics. The second is Sonic Lost World. I managed to score an interview with Aaron Weber, the associate brand manager of Sonic and the guy responsible for Sonic Generations not being a humongous crock of shit. Sonic Lost World, what can you tell us about it?
A lot. I can tell you that it's focused on a brand new continent that Sonic and Tails stumble across. Well, stumble is a bad way to put it, but you'll see what I mean whenever you play the game. The game focuses on 6 new enemies. They're called the Deadly Six. And Sonic and Eggman are actually going to be teaming up to fight these guys. So it's cool for us from a story perspective because longtime enemies get to team up for a little bit as Sonic and Eggman are trying to overthrow the Deadly Six. The biggest change to the gameplay is Sonic speed. We're giving the control over speed back to the player. So instead of being forced to run really, really fast, it's up to you now. Do you want to go to walk? Do you want to go to run? Or if you're like me and probably you playing Generations, do you want to go really, really, really fast? And so every level is different. Some levels are open and focused on exploration. Some levels are like the old sort of 2D, 2.5D Genesis levels, and some are going to be just full running, like constant motion throughout the entire level. So it's a really cool mix of all the best parts of Sonic in 3D up until now.
There's a lot of new stuff too, I noticed. Some of the wall running stuff looked really awesome. I think I'm excited to see what you guys do with that.
We added that because previously in Sonic games, you want speed, you want control, but you're going really fast, right? You hit a wall, you hit something, an obstacle, and you just like dead stop. And it's such a break to the momentum because you're just like, oh man, it's just total stop. So the parkour system by running allows you to vault over obstacles or up trees or on walls. And we think it has a lot of really cool features to the game.
All right, well, thanks for talking to me. I can't wait for this. When is it coming out?
It's coming out this holiday 2013.
From my hands-on impression of Sonic Lost World, I can say that it definitely looks pretty cool, and I will be taking a look at it later this year.
One of my most beloved franchises in gaming is back, and they're joining forces with DC Comics to create Scribblenauts Unmasked, a DC Comics adventure. This time, Maxwell and his sister Lily travel into the DC universe to help the Justice League save the day. I talked to John Katz of Warner Bros. Interactive about the new spandex-clad Scribblenauts game to see just how deep into the DC Comics vault this game's near-endless content library is going.
Scribblenauts Unlimited was received very, very well. It was the best script game we had ever done to date. biggest dictionary, and we're like, well, how can we take that further? Let's make superheroes. So it's like, we're sitting with our colleagues from DC, and we're just talking about what we can do, and it was sort of like a no-brainer. Like as soon as someone said it, everyone's like, oh, of course we have to do that, because everyone wants to see Superman fight Cthulhu and stuff like that. So
Which different iterations of the characters are we going to see in here?
if a character has appeared in a comic book, it's going to be in the game. We have over 2,300 different characters, vehicles, and equipment. It's insane. When we're going through the list of stuff, obviously we rely very heavily on DC, and like they're feeding us all this stuff, and they're like, "Are you sure you can do all this?" And we're like, "Yeah, we can do it. Just keep giving it to us. Keep giving it to us." And it's like, lo and behold, we did. We got it all in there.
It's a lot of work for the artists, I'd imagine.
In the process, Maxwell has sort of become his own superhero.
Does he have an actual superhero name, or is that up to us?
It's up for you to decide. A lot of characters refer to him as Rooster because he's got the rooster hat. So, Kilowog, especially when you go to OA and you meet him, he calls you Rooster a lot. This has been such a joy to work on personally. When I joined Warner, I started on the Scribble franchise, and I was like, I have to combine DC and Scribblenauts because I'm a huge DC fan, big Scribblenauts fan, and to see it actually coming out now, I'm very, very excited.
Scribblenauts Unmasked comes out later this year. Will I be taking a look at it? Yeah, probably.
Fellow Wii U owners rejoice, the dry spell is nearly over. With awesome titles like Mario Kart 8, Wonderful 101, Bayonetta 2, Pikmin 3, and Super Mario 3D World just around the corner, the Wii U is poised to set itself as the go-to party console. Until then...
Thank you for your patience.
But if I had to pick one game to delve into from the upcoming Wii U library, it would have to be this. Yeah, having a Mario 3D game on the Wii U is a bit, well, not 3D. But even so, Super Mario 3D World looks like a ton of fun, because it is. Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad return to their classic movesets from Super Mario Bros. 2 in a kick-ass, frantic, and fun co-op game, which controls exactly like Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS. The addition of an... cat suit is a lot less stupid than it sounds. Cat Mario can climb walls and use a scratch attack in addition to his best power of all, being adorable. Aww. As if there weren't enough cat memes on the internet, Nintendo is happy to contribute one more to the pile. That said, I got to go hands-on with this one, and I have to say it's absolutely fantastic.
As Sony and Microsoft begin outfitting their proverbial war machines to the next generation of the console wars, it seems pretty obvious to me what's going on. Sony is pointing their guns at making great games, making PSN more open, and supporting indie developers, and Microsoft is pointing their guns at, well, consumers.
While Sony announced a more open, more powerful console that looks like they forgot to turn off italics during the design process, Microsoft was content with informing us that if the Xbox One doesn't check in with the Microsoft server every 24 hours, the damn thing becomes about as useful as a promise ring on a Kardashian. When it comes to pure hardware specs, the PS4 is also ahead with more RAM, a better processor and graphics card, in addition to being region-free. American otaku rejoice, you still don't need a second console with menus you probably can't read.
What I will say about the Xbox One is that although I think having an always-on camera and microphone is a little bit too big brother for my taste, I am excited to see the first Meth Lab owners who think bringing an Xbox One back to the trailer is a good idea.
But a console is only as good as the exclusives, so what does the PS4 have going on for it in that front?
Awesome! Microsoft? Yeah, you have anything that doesn't suck? Yeah, that fits the bill. Kudos.
Basically, the console wars have shifted dramatically in favor of Sony. Microsoft is definitely down but far from out, and Nintendo is content with putting out games and basically ignoring the fact that there even is a console war. After all, Nintendo is a gaming behemoth. Hell, they've got Pokemon on their side, and with Pokemon X and Y coming out in October, they're basically unsinkable, right?
Introducing a new type of Pokemon, Fairy type.
Kind of like the Titanic. Well, only time will tell, I guess. For Gameplay First, this is Tyler, signing off. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go watch the Smash Bros. 4 trailer again.